Yes, I can. So before we start, I'm gonna increase volume a little. Like this. Now it should be better. Is it better now? All right. So we are going to have a small introduction to iRidium Mobile in a few words. And up to that, Sergey will join and show you iRidium driver for Fibaro. So let me start. iRidium Mobile for Fibaro driver. This is an introduction. iRidium Mobile is a platform for graphical user interface connecting all automated devices. So this is what is it for. iRidium key advantages are here. So many people ask us why do we need iRidium for Fibaro? Because Fibaro has a very nice application and has a web interface, and you can control any kind of Fibaro pretty easily, actually, without iRidium also. So why do we need iRidium? Here are advantages. Why do we need iRidium? First is that you can fully free configure your user interface. So for any project where you need to configure your interface, you will use iRidium and it will be very good. Multi-protocol. You can use many protocols in one interface, and you can use Fibaro KNX in one interface and add more, add Philips Hue if you wish, and other iRidium drivers, and you will have no problem with it. So third advantage is that most systems which provide functionality which is close to iRidium need central controller. So many freely configurable user interface systems like Crestron, AMX and others, they need central controller. So once we start using Fibaro, we have two controllers, one Fibaro, another one from this system, and maybe more. iRidium does not need a central controller. So it can be used with central controller, but it can have no central controller and be used as app. So iRidium is application and software solution. So these are three key advantages. iRidium at the moment has widest protocols and platforms support on the market. So using iRidium, you can use Fibaro and all these protocols at the same time. Also, we have an application for iOS, Android, Windows and OS X. And pretty soon we're going to have a client application for Linux also. So you can use almost any kind of operating system and run application and not web interface, which is actually faster and more configurable. Now, what is iRidium? iRidium is based on client app. A client app can be found for iOS in App Store, Android in Play Market, and for Windows and OS X, we export application with your user interface from our software. So if you install on your iPad or Android tablet i2 Control v22 software, this is a current version 2.2, you are going to have a demo interface and see some iRidium capabilities. Second part of iRidium is iRidium GUI editor, and this is actually a main part where you develop your interface. So you have an editor where you have graphical items, and later you are going to see how it works. And you take drivers from the right panel. Here you can see some of our native drivers, and Fibaro is added to this right panel also. And you just drag channels from the right panel to items on the screen. So this is how it works. we try to make programming out of installer process. So we try to make all the programming done by our developers, driver developers, and by us, but not by installer. So installer just drags and drops. How this system works. First, you see that there is a PC software top right corner. So the PC software actually gets the license from iRidium mobile website and develops the interface. Then you see blue arrow. Your project and your interface and your license are uploaded to the panel. So that's it, actually. The second way is to have a QR code for a link where your project is stored, and read this QR code from the application, i2 Control application, and then you download the project and license to your panel. So this is the second way. After that, you start controlling the automation systems, AV systems, and IoT devices. iRidium has some pre-configured user interfaces. There are interfaces for smartphone and tablet. So you can use these interfaces, or you can use your own, or you can change these interfaces as you wish. And here you see more. We have iOS 8 style and other styles of interfaces available on our website for download. We have a lot of projects completed with iRidium, and a lot of companies actually use it. We have a lot of corporate projects, and here you can see the building of Rabobank in Netherlands, fully controlled by iRidium Mobile. KNX and Modbus protocols are mostly used there. One iRidium license is used for whole building. Hotels. In Dubai, we have iRidium in Burj Khalifa and in Burj Dubai at the same time, which is Burj Al Arab also. We have a lot of private houses, of course, and smart home installations. And we have a lot of multi-apartments installations, like Linglong-Tiandi in China, which is more than 300 apartments at the same time. Multi-apartment installations now become more popular for iRidium because separate application for smart home and door entry systems, which we support with SIP protocol, become more and more popular. So this is some more information about this Beijing project, Linglong-Tiandi. It uses KNX equipment, and every apartment has user interface based on iRidium. Among our users are companies like Siemens in Germany. They even use iRidium in their head office. Philips Research in Netherlands, and Somfy, not in France or Switzerland, but in Czech Republic. They use iRidium as their application. iRidium is also one of few products which now can connect Internet of Things devices and installation smart home systems. So at the same time, you can use KNX and Fibaro, Z-Wave, or HomeKit, or Thread or Nest devices in one interface. If we do not have some kind of driver, we support JavaScript, and we have special driver development kit, DDK, for developers. So it is pretty easy to make a new driver when new device comes in. So our plan actually is to have developers which will be interested in developing new drivers for everything which goes to Internet of Things market. And here how we see the smart home future. Installation systems on left are installed during construction, and then family starts living at their home, and additional devices are constantly added, maybe smart fridge, maybe multi-room audio system, maybe fitness tracker, or even internet toothbrush or kettle. So all this you can add into your user interface. We have Online Academy where you can learn. Everything in Online Academy is free. So you can go to iRidium website and you can have training. Once you have training, you can be certified. So we have certified now almost 1,000 people. So you can be the next if you wish. And we have certified professionals all over the world. Also, this is actually everything I wanted to tell. The last thing I wanted to show you on my desktop, I wanted to show you the website. Hope you can see the desktop now. So here is iRidium website, and in product section you can see graphical user interfaces which you can download and use. Some of them are free, some of them are commercial and you should pay for it. Okay, I hope you see it. In download section you can download iRidium. So this is actually all iRidium. So once you press here you can do everything, and you can download editor, which is here, and all other components of iRidium by just pressing this button. This is the Academy, and in Academy you can have training. So after this webinar, short time after it, you're going to press here and you're going to have a record for it. So here you can join, for example, a webinar for KNX or iRidium introductory webinar, which I would like you to go, actually, because everything is explained there. And you can go there, or you can just watch the record in here of previous webinar, not to lose your time. That's why we recently have not so many people on webinars, because they prefer to see records. That actually does not go to Fibaro Russian webinar, which had almost 100 people on. Okay, so pressing My Account, well, if you press it first time, you will see something like this, login. And once you register, you can enter with your credentials and see licenses for iRidium. Actually, the pricing is different in different countries, so I won't show you right now. So here you can have a license calculator, so you select your equipment and you select the number of your panels, like iPads, and you count what kind of license you are going to use. Once you have license, you go to My Licenses section and Add Key. So you add license key here, and license becomes available in here. As you can see, I use many trial licenses, and once you are certified on any training course in iRidium, so once you get certification, you have unlimited trial licenses. So you press here on trial, and for free you can get as many trials as you wish. So as you can see here, I got 2 more trial licenses and I can activate them. There is a software called iRidium Transfer. iRidium Transfer is a utility which detects your panels and shows you hardware IDs for your devices. So let's say I would like to activate a license for my PC. I have a PC in here and other panels which were connected to this computer are down here. So once you run i2 control software and search for them, it shows you your panels. So I right click here, copy hardware ID, and go to trial license which I would like to activate. Here are two licenses which I just got. So I activate this, insert hardware ID, and download. So here you see the license. Actually, in transfer application, in licenses section, I add this license, and then I can use it. So here I see it. I give it a name, any. And in panel section, again, I see this license, which I just got. So I can have any kind of interface either uploaded to these panels or used by this PC. Okay. Also, you can use demo licenses, which will not end, but you can get only 2 demo licenses on one company. Do not forget to have a full registration to see partner pricing, because end user cannot get it, only company. Okay, so this is pretty much it. I would like now to ask Sergey to move to Fibaro driver. So Sergey, if you are ready, you can start broadcasting and show your desktop. I have a question. What license do I have to buy for Fibaro? Yes, AV will be enough, or any other license which has Pro at the end. So if you have KNX Pro license, you can use Fibaro. Or you can use just normal AV license, which is, I guess, one of the cheapest. I guess Sergey does not hear me. He just sees what we have in chat.
Yes, I'm ready. So let me just start desktop sharing. Hello everyone. I will show you how to use the Fibaro driver with Fibaro Home Center, and I will start by enabling screen sharing and telling you a few words about Z-Wave and Fibaro. Okay, is it Do you see my screen? Yes. Okay, let's start. So what Z-Wave is, just in a few words, Z-Wave is a home automation technology. It's a wireless technology that allows you to make your home automation without adding wires. So you can not only use it during construction, but also to retrofit your existing houses. And Z-Wave is a do-it-yourself technology. So it's pretty easy to install. For small installations, users usually do it themselves, but for more complex installations, installers are necessary to help make system stable and operable. So for more information on Z-Wave, I suggest to visit zwave.com website. And you can also ask questions in the chat. Now I will tell you a little bit about Fibaro. Fibaro is a company from Poland making Z-Wave devices. So it's a manufacturer. They ship devices for different markets, including European market, Middle East market, Asia market, US, and their devices are revolutionary devices in Z-Wave because they started with very good design and very small and smart devices. And their devices are also compatible with other Z-Wave devices, so you can use Fibaro devices in conjunction with other devices from other manufacturers, and this is the a very big advantage of Fibaro system. As all Z-Wave installations, the core part of Z-Wave smart home is the central controller. Z-Wave is made to be a distributed network, mesh network, and usually do not need a central point. But if you want to bring more intelligence to your smart home, you need to add a central controller. That central controller will make all the decisions more complicated than just if something happens, switch on or switch off. For example, time-based decisions, weather or environment-based decisions, and in addition, it will also convert Z-Wave network to Ethernet network and Internet of Things network, including mobile interfaces, web interfaces, and of course iRidium interface. Fibaro have two versions of their central controller. The first one is called Home Center 2. This is a big version, very powerful version, and more expensive, of course, version. Second one is Home Center Lite. The aim of Home Center Lite is to bring more a cheaper solution, still keeping all the flexibility and beauty of Fibaro system. This is the interface of Home Center, the web interface. Pretty similar is the mobile interface. Here you can control different devices, include different devices, and set up rules. The web interface as well as mobile interface is, let's say, fixed UI. So you cannot change anything except for adding new devices, removing devices, and changing their icons. So the only flexibility you have is to change the icon or just hide a device or bring it back to the UI. And of course, this is not acceptable if you want to make your own design of your application for a mobile or for a tablet. That's why iRidium Mobile is very important addition to home automation interfaces. Now I will start with showing how to set up your own iRidium Mobile user interface based on Home Center. We will return pretty often to this interface because we will need to compare what happens in the native UI with what happens in the Fibaro with iRidium interface. I will not stop too much on the iRidium designer. You can go to the Academy and look special videos about this tool. Just in brief, you have different views here, and you can also enable scripts and look what scripts are used in this driver. Let's start first by looking how it looks like. So we started the demo and we see this user interface made for a tablet. We designed it to have several rooms. You can add more if you want. And on each room you have different controls to operate with Fibaro Home Center devices. Let's begin. Of course, the driver itself contains a manual, so not only this webinar will help you, but also the tutorial included in the driver will help you to set up your first Fibaro capable user interface. Let's start with the very first device we want to control. We will start with a simple switch. We go in Fibaro user interface and we will start with the switch. So this one we have marked it with 21. It's a switch. You can switch it on and off, and Fibaro shows here that wireless communication was okay. We want to control this device from iRidium. How to do it? So first of all, you need to detect the ID of this device, the ID in Home Center. You click to settings and you can see it here, 21, well, excuse, or even in the URL. So we'll keep in mind that 21 is the number of the switch. Second we need to do is open iRidium interface. We will choose this button to control our switch. On the right we have project device panel. In this panel we need to expand driver section. We have only Fibaro driver connected here, and here we see two sections, commands and feedback. Commands is the section that sends command from iRidium to Fibaro Home Center, and feedback is the section allowing iRidium to get feedback from Home Center to update the user interface to show existing state, current state of devices. To make it easier to configure, the driver is made so that names of these items coincides exactly with ID of devices in Home Center. So if we want to control, first of all, let's show current state of the switch. We go in feedback section, we add new item, and we call it 21. 21, as we remember, is the ID of the switch in Fibaro. And we drop it to this button. And in the submenu, we select, we want to get the feedback in the value. Let's start and look how it works. Now I'm clicking on the device itself, turning it on off, and we see immediate feedback in the iRidium mobile user interface. But if we click on the button, nothing happens because we have not assigned any action on the click on the button press. To have an action, we go in controls, we add one more item, and we also call it 21. This is very easy because you don't need to know Fibaro Home Center API. Fibaro provides an HTTP-based API, and it's not very complex, but you need to know it, and the driver completely hides all the complexity of that protocol and just allows you to write names and IDs. So we see that this 21, it has no number before, like all previous items. It means that it was not yet assigned to any UI element. So let's drop it on the same button. And here we want to select event for action press, and we want to send a string to the device, and the string will be on or off. I press OK, and we see that now we have one usage of this item. Let's run again the emulator. And now we can press on off. We see that it works. In the same way, if I press it on the device, we also see the feedback. So we have set up one element with comment and feedback. In the same way, we will do with a dimmer. Here the dimmer is already set up, so I will do it on another tab, for example on Kids tab. Now here, if I do something, nothing happens on my table, so I will bind it to my dimmer. To do so, I go to another pop-up, Kids pop-up, and I will set up a dimmer in the Kids room. Again, I go to Fibaro user interface and I see the dimmer. And instead of clicking on settings, I can just look on the bottom of my browser the link it will go to. It will go to the URL that have ID at the end, ID number 4, or I can go and look it here. So ID number 4 is my dimmer. We return back into iRidium. Вообще? Just a moment. Seems we have some problem. Which renderer shall I use? Okay, let me change it. Just a moment, I will check that my rendered demo interface is correctly displayed in the webinar tool. Do you see it now? No, you don't see it. It seems like my accelerated 3D acceleration do not. Okay, you don't see the content.
This actually seems to be the problem of showing the desktop feature and emulation of Windows on Mac, I guess. Anyway, we need to continue, and I guess the best way would be to show that it works, and I don't think that we have any other chance to change something here. Maybe to get the quality higher, or maybe to get something different way.
I'm just trying different solutions to show. Let me just try last. No. Okay. What do we do to show it? Okay, probably. Let's continue. There is in the demo screen, you see the same as here, but with clicks on the button and action here. I will continue and show how to set it up, and let's hope that it will work for you. Let's continue with the dimmer. So we have checked that the dimmer ID is number 4. Again, for the command, we just need to drop it. And here we want to send the action on release, not on press, and we want to send a token. And the token should be the value of this element. I need. Yeah. So again, I drop this element on the slider, and I want an action on release, and I want to send a token. And for token, I need to scroll down and select value. I press OK. And in the same way, I need to take feedback, also drop it, and in the selected menu, I need to choose in value because I want to get that feedback in the value of the slider. If I run it now, I will have slider perfectly working and dimming. I will not stop too much on different types of buttons because this is described in other teaching video of iRidium Mobile Designer. But here you can define different types of buttons. For example, this is a toggle button, and this toggle button have different states, and for each state we want to send different commands. In the same way, this is another type of button. It's a slider. The manual describes what type of buttons you need to use and what types of controls you need to use for each type of Fibaro devices. This element is binded in the UI to that slider so that it will show automatically the value. This is not done in Fibaro driver, but it's done in the UI relationship between these two elements. So that when we scroll the dimmer, we will automatically have the value here. Next, we want to do is the binary sensor. Z-Wave have a lot of different sensors, including motion sensors, door open sensors, carbon monoxide, smoke sensors, and so on. These all binary sensors. That means you have something or you don't have, only two values. And in addition to this, Z-Wave have a lot of multi-level, so-called multi-level sensors, temperature sensor, humidity sensor, illumination sensor, and many others. Let's start with binary sensor. Let's go to the first panel, and here we have door room security section, and we have put here a door open close icon, and we want this icon to change its state when door opens and closes. For this we have defined an item that have two different states, state 1 and state 2. State 1 is have a text door closed, and state 2 door opened. Of course you can change values here and even colors and different parameters. The most important for us is how to bind these two states with Fibaro existing device. We will go again to the user interface of Fibaro, and we can see door sensor here. Let's open settings, and we see its ID number 18. We go back to iRidium Mobile Designer, and we add feedback, and we rename it to 18. Of course, we will not have any command for door sensor because it does not allow to control something. I want to change the value of this element. Now if I run the emulator, I will see device this item changed when door is opened or closed. Here we have temperature sensor. This is a static element that does not change, and here we have an element that have, instead of text, special $F2 string. This string will be replaced by a float with precision 2, so 2 digits after dot, and show the value of the element. In the same way, we need to take Fibaro device ID of a temperature sensor and drop it on that element. Please note that the scale is written here explicitly, so you can replace it by, for example, degree Celsius or something else like this, or even Fahrenheit, depending on what you have. Let's go again into Fibaro user interface, and here we see a temperature sensor included. We see that this is ID number 20. We return back in the interface and add number 20. And we drop it here again in value. If we run now the emulator, we will see immediately the value appearing in the desired precision. Next, we want to show is color picker. This is a device. We have a device included in Fibaro Home Center that allows you to set different colors from more than 16 million colors. This is a RGBV controller, an LED driver that controls 4 different channels plus luminosity. Using this tool, you can set different colors using sliders. You can also change full luminosity of all channels, or you can press here and select in color picker. You can choose different colors. This is way faster to select the color. Such devices allows you to set ambient color in your house depending on the scene or on your mood. Of course, we also want to control these fancy devices in iRidium Mobile. To do it, again, we look in the ID number 5. We will remind it, and we place an object here, an item, where we want to show the current state of our color picker, of color, and once we click on it, we want color picker to appear, and when we select the color in that color picker, it should be immediately applied to the device connected to Fibaro Home Center. To do so, first of all, let's set up feedback. Here we have, for such devices, we have a special naming convention. So not only ID can be used, but also ID with a prefix. If we add feedback with name 5, it will represent the brightness of the device. This is same as here we had the slider making proportional changes in all colors. So it will keep the color but change the brightness. And another device, I already have it included in iRidium Mobile feedbacks, RGB_ID. In my case, it's RGB_5. This device represents the color, so it will return the triplet of red, green, and blue. With this item, the circle here, we want to show the color of our LED driver. For this, we want to drop RGB_5 because we want the color. We drop it on the device, on the UI element, and instead of selecting in value, we want to select on more, and here we want to change the color of the device, not its state, but the color. For this, we go into state 1. The device will have only one state, and pick up fill color. Fill color will apply the color of returned by the feedback to the device. We press OK, and here we select driver.fibaro.rgb5. Okay, that's all to show the current color of the device. But now we want color picker to be executed. In the UI, we have made a binding that when we click here as an action, we have a special pop-up color picker to appear. This is the color picker, so we have a special view for color picker. This is a standard element, and in this color picker we want to set up the command. Again, we will take the command RGB_5. I have it already added in comments, and I drop it. And here I want to apply the color on release. And I want to send a token. And the token here should be color picker. I press OK. And if I run the emulator, now I can select different colors, and I also see then colors are changed in Fibaro Home Center user interface, or even directly on the device. So these are basic devices you can control. You can control also other type of devices in Fibaro, but these are all similar to the 4 devices shown, even 5 devices shown before. So I will not describe them because it's completely similar. Instead, I will show a little bit more about how to pick up your Fibaro device, Fibaro Home Center, and how to set up the driver itself. So note that you need to select the home center itself and allow the driver to understand where to send comments and where to get the feedback from. In the user interface, web interface of Fibaro Home Center, you see the IP address. You need to set this IP address in the driver. And also, if I log out, you see that you need to set up a login and password. By default, Fibaro is shipped with admin username and password. Of course, you can change them in future. I will just use these. So if we go in iRidium Mobile, the login and password is set up in JavaScript. So you go to special script Fibaro login and you set up login and password here. If I close this and I go to Fibaro driver and I extend properties here, I'm on Fibaro driver. You can see that there is also the IP address of my Fibaro Home Center Lite. The port is by default 80, and you can also set up login and password here. The last point is the licensing. Licenses are also set up in scripts, so there is a license script, and here you can select licenses for your individual panels. You need to look running iRidium mobile app on your tablet or your phone. You need to look on the hardware ID, or you can use the tool from special tool that allows you to transfer your user interfaces to tablets and mobiles to detect the ID of your panels. You need to send this special ID and you get back the license. This license, you can use many licenses and define them in a row here. In the same way, instead of using device license, you can use a site license. Site license allows you to control many any number of tablets and mobiles using single Fibaro controller, Home Center Lite or Home Center 2. In that case, you need to set up here the ID of your home center. That's pretty all.